What's up everybody and welcome back to a brand new Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links video, and in today's Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links video, I'm going to be taking a look at the newest main box that just got added into Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links called the Dark Dimension box that released alongside of the brand new Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links Dark Side Dimensions World. And we're going to be taking a look at this box. I'm going to be talking about all the UR and SR cards, giving you guys my first impressions on these cards because I haven't taken a real dive into these cards, and I just want to give you guys my first impression thoughts on these cards. So I might do some goof ups here and there throughout the entire video, but I still hope that you guys either can learn something or get informed about something when it comes to this new box and all that good stuff right there. But yeah, feel free to go onto Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, check out the new update. The new update has brought us so many new things, like a brand new Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links world. We have this brand new main box and a brand new structure deck in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. So we're going to be taking a look at that, and yeah, just be sure to have a good time with that. And yeah, I think that's all I really have to say. Without further ado, let's get into this main box. I probably forgot something that I wanted to say, but I've been trying to record this intro like a couple times already, so main box time. Sorry for getting my words all over the place. Let's get into it. So the ace monster, or the like kind of cover monster on this box, is very fitting because the main character in the Dark Side Dimensions world is Seto Kaiba. So the fact that this card is pretty much based off of Seto Kaiba is pretty cool. We have Pataledum, Oracle, Madhad. I don't know how to pronounce this card. We're going to call it Oracle for the time being. This is a 7-star light spellcaster effect monster. When you draw this card, you can reveal it and special summon it from your hand. So that's a very cool feature right there. So if you just draw into this card, boom, bada bang, you can go into this card immediately. What sucks though is that if you draw into it in your opening hand, I don't think you can special summon it because it has to count as like a draw from your deck, so that is a handicap right there, but still pretty cool. If this card battles a dark monster, its attack is doubled during the damage step only, so it becomes a 5,000 attacking monster if it attacks the dark monster. Is really cool. If this card is through a battle card effect though, you can special summon a Dark Magician from your hand, deck, or graveyard, so that's also a really cool feature. So while this is a Seto Kaiba based card, it is actually Dark Magician support at the end of the day because it's kind of Seto Kaiba, you know, helping the Pharaoh and the whole back in the day timeline thing during that whole arc in Yu-Gi-Oh! So that's pretty neat right there. Cool card, nice ace monster. Let's get into the next one. The next card, which is super cool and I know so many people are happy about, is now that we have the new Magician Girls in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. And the first Magician Girl that we get to take a look at is Chocolate Magician Girl, which I'm not gonna lie, she's looking a little bit like a snack. And Chocolate Magician Girl is a 4-star water spellcaster effect monster. So once per turn, you can discard a spellcaster type monster, draw a card. Once per turn, if this card is targeted for an attack, you can target a spellcaster type monster in your graveyard except Chocolate Magician Girl, special summon it, and then change that attack target to it. And if you do, the attacking's monster attack becomes half of its current attack. So this card's really cool. And actually, now thinking about it, this card actually combos well with the Oracle. So with Chocolate Magician Girl's effect, you can discard a spellcaster monster to draw a card. If you draw into your Oracle, you can special summon your Oracle because, you know, its effect says that you can, if you draw this card, you can reveal it and special summon it. So that's pretty cool. Also, if you have the off chance that you accidentally opened up into your Oracles and you don't really have anything you can do with them in your opening hand, you can use Chocolate Magician Girl to pitch it to draw a card, and then if this card gets targeted for attack, you can target that spellcaster monster they just pitched to the graveyard and special summon it back onto the field. So that's pretty cool right here. So honestly, Oracle and Chocolate Magician Girl actually work together, which is pretty cool. So thumbs up right there. Now, one of the main cards that is very, very interesting is that we actually have Invokers in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. Now, I've never played Invokers in the TCG. There's actually a lot of cards in this box that I never really played. Most of these are pretty much brand new to me, but I know a lot of people are looking forward to these Invoker cards because apparently they're really good in the TCG and stuff like that. And we actually got a pretty decent amount of the Invoker cards, so we're going to go take a look at this. And we have this one called Eliezer the Invoker. This is a 4-star dark spellcaster effect monster. During either player's turn, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard to target a fusion monster you control, and it gains 1,000 attack and defense until the end of the turn. And this counts for any single fusion monster. Is really cool. Also, if you normal summon this card, or if this card's flipped face up, you can add an invocation from your deck to your hand. Now, let's go to invocation real quick. So we also have this card in the main box, which is also a UR card. So what this card is that you can fusion summon one fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand as fusion materials. So this is like a generic polymerization right there. But if you go into an invoked fusion monster this way, you can also banish monsters from your field and or either player's graveyard as fusion materials, which is super, super cool. So for example, if we go to this one right here, like for example, this says an earth monster, you can use one of your opponent's earth monsters in their graveyard to go into the fusion summon, which is just crazy to think about it. So that's really cool right here. If this card's in your graveyard, you can target one of your banished invokers, shuffle this card into the deck, and if you do, add that card back to your hand, so you only can use invocation once per turn. So yeah, you can bring back your banished invoker right there, which is super cool, and summon your you know, invoker, bring back the invocation, and kind of go from there yet again and go for some crazy combos. So there's that right there. Crazy cool cards, and Invokers sound pretty cool so far. when I open up some packs, I'm really hoping to get a couple copies of both the Invoker cards because they sound really cool in my opinion. So there's that right there. Next up, we have this archetype called Elementsaber, and I never played Elementsabers before, so when I read this card, I'm gonna have no clue what combos you can go into because it's the first Elementsaber in the box, and I've never played Elementsabers before. But anyways, this is a Elementsaber card. This is a Dark Warrior effect monster. Once per turn, quick effect, you can send an Elementsaber monster from your hand to the graveyard. Target a face-up monster on the field, change it to face-down defense position. Once per turn, this card is in the graveyard. You can declare an attribute. This card in the graveyard becomes an attribute until the end of the turn. So there's that right there. I guess maybe Elementsabers can actually combo decently with the Invokers because you could change the attribute of the Elementsabers and go into your different Invokers, like, you know, Water Monster right there. We have the Earth Monster right there, Dark Monster. So maybe you can use Elementsabers, combine them with Invokers if you really want to. So I guess it's a combo that you can do. So that's neat. But other than that, yeah, I never played Elementsabers before, so I don't know like how good or bad they are. So yeah, there's that right there. UR card though. Next up, we have Thunder Dragon Hawk, which, by the way, if you want to get any of the other Thunder Dragon support, be sure to unlock Dark Side Dimensions Mokuba Kaiba at stage 6. He has all the other Thunder Dragon cards that you need, except for the fusion, sadly. Literally, we have all the Thunder Dragon cards, except for the fusions, so that's a big oof right there. But still, we have Thunder Dragon Hawk right here. Is a UR card. It is a 6-star Light Thunder effect monster. You can discard this card, special summon one of your Thunder Dragon monsters that is banished in your graveyard except Thunder Dragon Hawk. If this card is banished or sent from the field to the graveyard, you can shuffle any number of cards from your hand to the deck and then draw the same number of cards. You can use the effect of Thunder Dragon Hawk. Effect per turn, and only once that turn. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, you can discard this card, especially some of your Thunder Dragon monsters that were banished or in your graveyard. So that's cool. So we get some little synergy going right there. If this card is banished or sent to the field to the graveyard, you can shuffle any number of cards from your hand to the deck and then draw the same number of cards. So you can basically, yeah, so if you really want to, you can return your stuff and draw some cards right there. Pretty neat. I don't really have any other opinions I could say on Thunder Dragon Hawk. I can kind of see why it's a UR card because you get draw power and you get special summon ability, but I haven't played enough Thunder Dragons to really know what's popping with the card. Like I said, this is just first impressions for me, and there's so many new decks in this box that's crazy. But still, yeah, the fact that we don't have any of the Thunder Dragon fusions, except of course, you know, the twin-headed Thunder Dragon. Besides that, we don't have any other Thunder Dragon fusions in the game, so we can't really do much with Thunder Dragons right now. So I'm very curious to see what people are going to use Thunder Dragons for as time goes on. They're probably going to use them as like an engine of some sort. So there's that right there, but very cool. Next up, let's take a look at Chaos Sorcerer. So this is a spellcaster effect monster, cannot be normal summon or set, and it must be special summoned for a hand by banishing 1 light and 1 dark monster from your graveyard. Once per turn, you can target a face-up monster in the field, banish the target. This card cannot attack the turn you activate this effect. Still, this is actually really cool. So we actually have a lot of dark and light support in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links as it is, so more of that support is actually really cool. And this is pretty good because you get the banished cards. Now, I think this card would be better if it didn't say target, because we still have a lot of cards in the game that doesn't really care about targeting. Like, for example, if you go against Red Eye / Dragon, they can negate your Chaos Sorcerer effect because it says a target and whatnot. But the fact that you can banish the monster is really cool, though, nonetheless. So Chaos Sorcerer, pretty cool. And it's a 6-star monster, too. I was about to say you could tribute for it, but no, it only can be special summon, so never mind about that. But still, pretty neat card right there. Next up, we technically have a reprint right here. So Necrovalley was actually released in the Selection Box Volume 2, but now it's officially in the Dark Dimension box. And this card says, all Gravekeeper's monsters gain 500 attack and defense. Cards in the graveyard cannot be banished. Negate any card effect that would move a card in the graveyard to a different place. Negate any card effect that changes types or attributes in the graveyard. So Necrovalley is going to probably be seeing some even more play than it was in the past, because you can just stop cards from getting banished. You can negate a card effect that would move a card in the graveyard to a different place, and you can negate an effect that changes types or attributes in the graveyard. So that's crazy. That's crazy right here, and this is actually kind of a counter to some of the other UR cards that we talked about in this video too. So Gravekeepers might be making a comeback. Next up, we have an all-new Gravekeeper card though, called Necrovalley Throne. Activate one of these effects. So you can either add a Gravekeeper monster from your deck to your hand, or immediately after this effect resolves, normal summon one Gravekeeper's monster. You only can activate the effect of Necrovalley Throne per turn. Yeah, this is actually a pretty cool card. I never played Gravekeepers when they had their hype in 2017, so I am very curious to see if the existing Gravekeeper cards that we already have will make Gravekeepers good again. But honestly, with the fact that we got these 2 UR cards for Gravekeepers, the fact that there is actually more Gravekeepers cards in this box also, I think Gravekeepers are probably going to be making a comeback, and it's probably going to help against countering some of the other crazy decks that's in this box. And bro, this box is literally insane. Like, my wallet, it's going to die. it is gonna die right there. That's for sure. So that's crazy. But that's all the URs right there. Let's go move on to the SRs. First thing, we have some new synchro summon stuff for card curries, which is really cool. So we have card curry still Shogun MDL 00X Berlido. Something like that. This is an 8-star Earth Machine Synchro Effect monster. It takes 1 tuner plus 1 or more non-tuner machine monsters. When this card is special summoned, you can special summon 1 card curry monster from your deck. Once per turn, when the battle position card curry monster you control's change and then remains face up, draw 1 card. So that's pretty cool right here. I'm trying to remember. I could have sworn that some of the other card curry cards that we already had in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links actually kind of did the exact same thing as this one. The only difference is that this one has more attack and is level 8 instead of a level 7. So that's interesting. That's interesting right there. And then you have the card curries. If their battle position gets changed, you can draw a card, which is very nice right there. But more card curry support is super cool. I'll take it. I'll definitely take it. We already talked about this card a little bit, but this is one of the invoked cards that you can go into. It's just a big beat stick. It takes the LES or the Invoker plus an Earth monster. 3,000 attack, 3,300 defense. Pretty much, yeah, it's going to be your main beat stick when it comes to Invokers, to be honest. So it's neat. It's neat. Next up, we have Quinnlet Magician. This is a 12-star Dark Spellcaster Fusion Effect monster, and it takes 5 any Spellcaster type monsters. This card must be Fusion Summoned. If this card is Fusion Summoned using 5 Spellcaster monsters with different names, you can destroy all cards your opponent controls. If this face-up card on the field, cannot be tributed nor use a fusion material. Also, it cannot be destroyed by card effects. So, I mean, it's a 4,500 attack defense monster, you know. If you're going to put the effort into, you know, using 5 spellcaster monsters, I would hope that, one, they all have different names so that you can pop off and basically win the duel right there. It cannot be tributed, which is sick. Yeah, it cannot be used as a fusion material. It also cannot be destroyed by card effects. So, I mean, hey, that's pretty good right there. Still, it could get Canadian. You can still use Econ to Econ take. What else would be some easy methods out? Like, this card is a meme card at the end of the day. That's all I can really say. Cool card, though. Cool card. Next up, we have another Magician Girl right here. We have Berry Magician Girl. This is a 1-star Earth Spellcaster Effect monster. If this card is normal summon, you can add a Magician Girl monster from your deck to your hand. Once per turn during either player's turn, when your opponent activates a card or effect that targets this card or targets this card for an attack, you can change the battle position, and if you do special summon a Magician Girl monster from your deck, except Berry Magician Girl. This card actually reminds me a lot of Maiden of the Eyes of Blue in some cases, because with Maiden of the Eyes of Blue, if it gets attacked, you can switch its position and then special summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon. So yeah, Berry Magician Girl is pretty good. You get to add a Magician Girl card from your deck to your hand, and while it's around, if your opponent does try to attack it, you can special summon more Magician Girl monsters from your deck onto the field. And this card can actually help out with the memes of Quinnlet Magician. So there's that right there. If any of you guys want to meme it up with Quinnlet Magician, you might want to look into using the fruit Magician Girl cards to help you out with going into Quinnlet Magician. So that's very cool right there. Next up, let's take a look at Gravekeeper's Spy. So this is a 4-star Dark Spellcaster Flip Effect monster. Flip. You summon 1 Gravekeeper's monster with 1,500 or less attack from your deck, which actually can target to pretty much a lot of them. So you can probably go into this one, you can go into this one, you can go into Gravekeeper's Guard, you can go into any of the other existing Gravekeeper's cards. So yeah, pretty much Spy can go into pretty much any Gravekeeper card. So probably explains why it's an S-star card right there. So very cool. Now, as we can see right here, we got gadgets in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, which is really cool. So we have green gadget, we have red gadget, and we have yellow gadget, and they all pretty much do the same thing. So green gadget is a 4-star Earth machine effect monster. Once card's normal summon or special summon, you can add a red gadget from your deck to your hand. Very cool. If red gadget is normal or special summon, you can add a yellow gadget from your deck to your hand. And last but not least, if yellow gadget is normal or special summon, you can add a green gadget from your deck to your hand, which is pretty cool. Now that we have gadgets in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, I believe Ancient Gear Reactor Dragon actually is able to use its other effect, where it has an effect that you can use if you tribute summon it using gadgets. So that's fun right there. Also, let me see if we can scroll through the box real quick to see if there is any of the other gadget cards that I know of. Paradox Fusion, that looks fucking cool. That looks sick. Oh, we have Turret Warrior, that's cool. I remember Yusei using that in the anime. Yeah, I don't know if we actually have any of the other gadget cards. And we can't take a look at related cards unless we actually pull the card itself. So there's that right there. But yo, Kiwi Magician Girl, looking like a snack. Yeah, I don't know if we actually have any of the other gadgets right there. But yeah, you can use it with Ancient Gear Reactor Dragon. So memes might ensue from that. But yeah, it's cool that we have the gadgets in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. And whenever we get some of the other gadgets support in future like events or whatnot, the gadgets will be here to help us out, that's for sure. So that's fun. Next up, let's go take a look at Palace of the Elemental Lords. So, this is a field spell card. All monsters you control gain attack and defense equal to the number of different attributes in your graveyard times 200. So that kind of makes sense of why one of those elemental, one of these Element Saber cards had the ability to switch their attributes so that you could probably trigger effects like this one. Once per turn, you can add an Element Saber monster from index to your hand, but skip the battle phase of your next turn, even if this card leaves the field. I don't like that. Oh yeah, I really don't like that at all. Once per turn, if an Element Saber monster in your hand or field would send cards from the hand of the graveyard to activate an effect, you can send as many Element Saber monsters from your deck to the graveyard instead. Interesting. Like I said, I still have never played Element Sabers before, so I'm kind of confused on how good this deck potentially is, but I have mixed opinions on it. I have mixed opinions about it. Next up, we're going to take a look at Wisemans Chalice. This is a reprint from the selection box, but now it's officially out in a main box. This is a spell card. While controlling monsters, you can select one monster opponent's graveyard and special summon it. It cannot be tributed or use a synchro material monster. During the end phase of this turn, give control of that special summon monster to your opponent. So I don't really see much use of this card at the current moment. We don't have Xyz summoning, and we're not going to get Xyz summoning anytime soon in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. Maybe there's some fusion stuff that you can do with Wiseman's Chalice that you can combo with. Maybe. But other than that, I'm not really feeling Wiseman's Chalice. It's probably the reason why nobody really hyped up this card from the selection box as it is. Last but not least, we have one last selection box card, which is Network Track Hole, which I actually have a couple copies of, as you can see. Anyways, though, when your opponent special summons a monster from the main deck or graveyard, you can banish it face down. It's a pretty good card. It's a very like situational card, but if there's meta decks that special summon monsters from the main deck or graveyard, Network Trap Hole, there you go right there. And yeah, this box is just crazy cool, man. Like, that was my quick review on all the UR and SR cards from this main box. I just gotta say though, like, this main box is really cool. We have some other invoked cards right here. Like, these other invoke cards look super fun to play. We have a Gravekeeper's fusion monster. That's awesome to see. We have all the other Magician girls, which is really cool. Element Saber stuff. Like, this video is dedicated to the UR and SR cards, but still, there's so much cool stuff in this box, guys. See, here we go. We have Ancient Gear, Get Electric Dragon, so you can use this to combo with your gadget monsters. So that's very cool right here. There's just so much cool stuff. A fusion card for you, summon a spellcaster fusion monster in your extra deck by banishing fusion materials listed from field or graveyard. This is awesome. You can do some That Grass is Greener plays with Quinnlet Magician. Like, this main box is just amazing. Like, this main box is honestly a lot of fun, and I can't wait to build so many different decks. Uh-oh. Fusion Parasite. That gives me Vietnam flashbacks from Arc 5. Oh, boy. That's a good meme right there. And also, Kiwi Magician Girl. Not bad. Probably my favorite one so far out of the Magician Girls. So, that's super cool right here. I think that's going to be it for today's video, though. Hope you guys enjoyed this video of me basically reacting and reviewing to all the UR and SR cards from this brand new main box. Seriously, if you guys enjoyed the video and you haven't already, be sure to smash that like button in the video down below. Subscribe to the channel and hit that bell notification so you get notified when I make more Dark Side Dimensions World content related to Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, especially because I'm going to be doing a pack opening on this box sometime around 8 p.m. CDT. So be on the lookout for that and see what pulls that I get, because you better know I'm going to empty out the wallet on this box, so this box just seems insane. And yeah, it's gonna be it for me. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I'll go see you guys in the next Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links video. Goodbye, everybody.